Jó reggelt kívánok, hogy vagy? And just like that, just like that, I'm back on the road. You know, it seems like the whole last 2 weeks was just a dream. I mean, it doesn't even seem, it doesn't even seem, like just yesterday at this time, I was in a jacuzzi, half naked, with Skip Smith. You know, I mean, and Skip Smith doing a Rosanna Anna Dana impersonation, nonetheless. But boy, I'm back. And, for the most part, the trip coming back, you see, I got a new hat, Ford's Garage. But anyway, I got the trip coming back for the most part was relatively uneventful. It was just a 2.5 hour flight to Chicago, and then probably about a 3 hour flight to Boise. And I got in, and the my client, where I had parked my truck, they drove my truck over to the short-term parking. So I got off the flight at about 10:30. No check-in bags. Walked right out the airport to the shuttle. Got on the shuttle, and there was my truck. Big difference between driving this truck and driving my Buick back home. It's night and day. It's a night and day experience. In this truck, this is a big, it's a big truck. But anyway, oh goodness gracious. There's a few things on my mind today. I wasn't going to do the videos, but then I don't know, for some reason I feel an obligation to a lot of you. Maybe obligation isn't the word. Maybe a commitment. Maybe a commitment is a better word. I feel a certain sense of commitment to share my thoughts for those of you who find them interesting. Like I told Skip Smith, I don't know why people find my thoughts interesting, but anyway, I feel a sense of commitment. Hmm. Boy, that's good. I know. I think it was Suzanne that was waiting. I think that's your name, Suzanne, Susan. But but anyway, a few things on my mind. Yeah, I got in late last night at about 11 o'clock. And it was one of you listeners, one of you subscribers. Every time I say that, I got to be careful not to say followers. The only follower I have is Skip Smith. Skip is my follower. You know, everybody else, you're just subscribers. Skip is my follower. So for you subscribers out there, and my one follower, um, I listen. I read your comments, and a lot of times your comments go in one ear and out the other, so to speak, or I don't know, not what you know what I mean. But and then other times, I'll listen to your comments, and it was one of you yesterday that said, just get a hotel room. Just get a hotel room. Don't, I know you get in late, but you could sleep in your truck, but just get a hotel room. And you know what? I took your advice. I just got a hotel room. And I just got a hotel room right by the airport. So by the time I was off the plane, within 30 minutes, I was basically lying in bed. And so thank you for that advice. Got to learn not to be so damn cheap. You know, with the amount of money that I make and the amount of money that I have, I got to learn somehow not to be so cheap or frugal. Frugal is a better word. Maybe I get that from my dad. Maybe I got my frugality from my father. But anyway, so a few things on my mind. Somebody yesterday made a comment on my video when I was talking about children, having children or not. And the comment was something along the lines of, I couldn't even take care of a dog, i.e. Buddy, my little dog. I couldn't even take care of a dog, so how the hell could I take care of a child? And you know, I read that. And the person, I hope he or she, I think it's a she, is watching, because I want to call you a dumbass right to the camera. You know, what a dumbass you are. To say a comment such as that is just really something else. You know, Buddy right now is living the good life. Buddy is Buddy is living a no, I don't know. Buddy is like living, you know, in the dog Beverly Hills 90210 or whatever the heck it is. Buddy's living in a community in a town called Hartville. I mean, just the name of the town alone, Hartville. He's living in a town called Hartville. He's living with a wonderful, wonderful family by my client, who's a little bit older. His beautiful wife, retired school teacher. They adopted their 10 they had At the time they adopted their 10-year-old granddaughter who had just lost their mother. And when I bought Buddy, I don't even know why I need to explain myself, but what the hell. When I bought Buddy, I thought it was a good idea at the time. I thought that Buddy would be a good travel companion, but I never anticipated that Buddy would go through separation anxiety such as he did. You know, because Buddy loved me so much, I couldn't leave him anywhere without him going crazy. You know, I'd leave him to go to a hotel room. As soon as I'd walk out the door, he'd start barking, you know, and leaving him in my, it just wasn't a good idea. And for those of you that question me, have you never not made a good idea or a good choice? Probably, you probably have made more than your share of bad choices in life. But I didn't make the best choice. I don't always make the best choices. A lot of times I make really terrible choices. But hmm. But anyway, so as far as Buddy, it just wasn't a good idea. And I really struggled with giving Buddy away. I didn't want to take him to a shelter, knowing somebody would adopt, just like this, a $2,500, beautiful little dog or what have you. And as life would have it, the situation with my client and his adopted granddaughter, who had lost her mother and always wanted a puppy, it just presented itself to me. It was just right there. It was I think, what you call a no-brainer to give Buddy to this beautiful family. And I get pictures all the time of Buddy. They send me pictures of Buddy. I just got a picture of Buddy from someplace like the Grand Canyon or something. Buddy's driving around the country in a big old RV, not a little trailer camper. Buddy's doing the whole RV thing, So when people make comments like that, it's just like, pull your head out of your ass, okay? Pull your head out of your ass and oh, goodness gracious, I'm being harsh today. But anyway, and get a life. Pull your head out of your ass and get a life is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, and just a closing thought on the whole Buddy thing. As I look back on the time that I had Buddy, I think I'm gonna sneeze. As I look back on the time that I had Buddy, I got to be honest with you that I never thought, excuse me, I never thought that I had that in me. If you go back and watch the videos, you type in like Tom Hall, how to train a puppy or something like that. I never knew that I could be that loving and caring and sensitive as I was with little Buddy. I mean, Buddy had some health problems, and I was so dedicated and devoted to making sure that Buddy, was raised properly, that he was trained properly. I bought books, I watched videos, I did everything. I did everything that you possibly could. And sometimes I go back and I watch those videos. I watch those videos with Buddy and I think, really, was that me? Was that me doing all that? And here come the chats. you were very dedicated. It blew my mind. I know, didn't it blow your mind? I mean, it was just ridiculous. Bichons are very attracted to their owners. Different breeds have different traits. You know, Oksana, you know everything. You should write a book, you know? Oksana's Book of Life. Oksana, okay, I hope I'm pronouncing that. I might be butchering it. Oksana's, so something like that. Your Book of Life, or Oksana's advice. You know, you've got you've you're always quick with some good advice, and I'm going to need it here in a minute. But anyway, enough about that. You know, the next thing, I was watching a movie yesterday, and in the movie, there was a line in the movie where the guy said to another, he said, "I've never met a rich man that didn't have guilt. Met a rich man that didn't have guilt." And you know, I got to tell you something. It's a little bit sensitive what I'm going to talk about right now, but you know, people think that I kind of go through life, you know, just on cruise control, so to speak. You know, I've got a great life, and I do, for that matter. But that's not to say that I don't struggle with things. I struggle with things all the time. And you know, over the last I don't even know how long, there's something that I've been struggling with, and I continue to struggle with. And that is I'm having a really hard time between discerning the emotions and feelings that I have for a person. And I don't want to mention names, and please don't mention any names in this video, all right? Not in the comments, not in the chat, whatever. Don't mention any names, all right? Those of you that have followed me for a while, you know, you can draw your own conclusions. But every day I struggle with trying to discern whether the emotions that I feel are feelings of guilt or feelings of love. And there's somebody that you know, there's somebody that is in my life that you know, this person's life day to day is a struggle. It's just a struggle, and it just kills me. You know, it just kills me watching this struggle. And in many ways I feel helpless, as far as you know, wanting to help this person. And I've helped this person probably more than anybody could ask of me. But anyway, it's just a struggle that I deal with, trying to discern between whether I'm feeling, you know, the feelings that I have, whether they're feelings of guilt. And I don't know what I would have to feel guilty about. There's nothing really, you know, as I think about it, I don't know that I have any reason to feel guilty, considering everything that I've done. But you know, and then on the flip side of it, the love thing, you know, whether it's love, you know, maybe I have the feelings and the emotions that I do because I love this person, you know. And the only way, really, the only thing falling, you know, I mean, it's just, it's a struggle. I mean, I could marry this person. But then, you know what? My life would, sounds like my family, do things out of love. I could marry this person, but you know what? I know that marrying this person would completely change my life. Completely change my life. And the $1 million question is, would it change my life for the good or change my life for the worst? You know, because I don't like drama. I don't do drama. I don't like drama in my life. I like my peace of mind, even if it's, you know, even if it's a peace of mind of solitude. You know, I like my peace of mind. And to complicate my life by getting married, you know, just I don't know. Anyway, it's just something that I struggle with on a daily basis. And it to be quite honest with you, at times it just eats me alive. It just completely eats me alive. Here comes another comment. Feeling guilty and helpless, destructive. We all should learn to let go. Okay, I can't read. Your comment pops up on the screen and then it goes away. But anyway, and again, I don't know if it's guilt. You know, I don't know whether it's guilt. You know, maybe it's compassion. You know, maybe it's compassion. I don't know. You know, is there a difference between feeling, you know, compassion and feeling guilt? Because I didn't, you know, in all honesty, I didn't do anything wrong. You know, I didn't do anything really that I should feel guilty about. So it's, you know, maybe it's compassion or what have you. But anyway, that's, you know, what kind of made me think about that yesterday was I was sitting in the airport in Chicago waiting for the flight to board. And right across the waiting area, there was this older woman, and she must have been in her early 70s, I'd say. And she looked like she was from overseas. She looked like she was maybe from India or Pakistan or something like that. And she just sat there, and she was just looking out the window, and it was like all hope. There was no hope. There was no emotion. It was just this stare, the stare of despair. And I sat there looking at her, and I thought, you know, that's a looks like a person without hope. You know, and I wanted to go over and just hug her. I wanted to go over and just wrap my arms around her and say, you know, it'll be all right. You know, no matter what, you know, everything will be all right. And I didn't, of course, but probably would have called the police and I wouldn't have been able to board the plane. But anyway, you know, as I sat there looking at that lady, you know, well into her 70s or what have you, I saw this other person. You know, I saw this other person, and this other person is a fighter. You know, this other person, the person that I feel compassion or guilt or love for or whatever, is a fighter, is a trooper, is a survivor. And that's what makes me, you know, have the feelings all the more. I mean, this is a person that is just really, really going day to day, you know, day to day and struggling and whatever, but keeping a good attitude about it, you know, and not letting life break her. And I look at that and it's just, you know, I just have all the admiration and respect in the world. But anyway, so that's you know, that was the other thing on my mind. Now I'm headed to Jackson. I'm going to Jackson, and there's a song by Johnny Cash and June Carter, and I'm going to put a link to it in the video called Jackson. Maybe those of you overseas have never heard of this song by Johnny Carter and June Cash, but it's called Jackson, and I don't know if it's the Jackson I'm going to, but in my mind it is. Jackson, the song talks about I'm going to Jackson, and Jackson as in Jackson, Wyoming. And so I'm going to go to Jackson, and it's about a 6-hour drive from here, about a 6-hour drive, and I'll probably get to Jackson about mid afternoon, late afternoon, something like that. I don't know where I'm going to stay. I'm going to pick up my camper with a refrigerator that still doesn't work. I don't know if I told you, but the guy that was going to fix my refrigerator, he sent a picture into the manufacturer. Sent a picture into the manufacturer of this little piece of cardboard that Ken and I in Nevada put in to try to help the airflow well after the fact that the refrigerator wasn't working. So the representative on the phone with the manufacturer told the guy here in Idaho, he said, well, we can't fix that. They nullified the warranty. They modified the installation. And I'm like, oh God. And I told the guy, I said, why the hell did you send that picture to them? What the hell were you thinking? I kind of did that. I maintained my tone because I was on one side of the country and he and my camper were on the other side of the country. So I maintained a civil tone and just said kind of like, why'd you do that? You know, why'd you send a picture of a little piece of cardboard? You know? And anyway, so, but long story short, I have a couple options with that. One is to wait until I'm finished with the trip and take the camper back to the camper manufacturer and let them dial in everything under the 2-year warranty, so they could just fix every little thing that's wrong with it. That's in Pennsylvania, a little bit out of the way, but after 2 years and 2 trips of the camper, I would have essentially a brand new camper again. And so that's one possibility. The other possibility is to find some place, and the customer service of the refrigerator company, it's a big company, so 2 departments. So somebody from the customer service of the same refrigerator company said, you know what, what's the serial number? And he looked it up, and they didn't make any notes in the system about a little piece of cardboard that nullified the warranty. So the guy said, just take it to another place and have them look at it and take the cardboard out, you know, or something like that. So it just, we will see, as the saying goes. But right now, the only definite plan that I have really is I'm headed to Jackson. And I'm going to go up to Jackson, and I'm going to go into the ranger's office, or the forestry office, or whatever, and ask them where I can do a little dispersed camping, you know, just camping out in the woods. And if I can find a nice place like I had up in Stanley, right along the river, then that's what I'll do. But from there, I'm going to hightail it. I'd like to see these comments, but from there, I would, from there, let's see. First opinion sounds better to me. You cannot help someone if it'll make you miserable. Feeling guilty and helpless, destructive. We all should learn to let go of things that are beyond our control. Help when you can, but save yourself and hundreds around you. Okay. Anyway, but am I pronouncing your name correctly? Is it Oksana? Oksana. Is that right? You can say in the comment, if just say yes, you're pronouncing my name close enough, or no, you're way off. Okay. But but anyway, so what was it? You know, talking about making decisions, I extended the invitation. You know, Skip and I had a double date the other night. Skip brought Sue, and I brought let's see here. Close enough. Okay, close enough, Oksana. But Skip and I had a double date the other night. Skip had the lovely Sue lady, just a lovely lady, and she's from Brazil, of all places. And anyway, so I extended an invitation. I extended an invitation, and I know what Paula down in New Orleans is saying right now. I extended an invitation to this lovely lady to fly up and join me for a portion of the trip through Quebec, you know, Quebec City, the old town, Quebec, and over to the Nova Scotia coast, and perhaps down into New England. But when she showed up for dinner, it was our second date. And I was teasing her at the first date. I said, listen, I said, for our second date, I'll give you a choice. I said, we'll go to Maui and swim with sea turtles. Or I'll take you to New England, and we'll do the whole maple syrup thing out of the tree. You know, we'll have the camper in the forest, and I'll stick something in the tree and get the maple syrup, and then I'll have the generator running and make you waffles or pancakes, and we'll have maple syrup right out of the tree on the pancakes. I said, you can choose. And she showed up to have dinner the other night, And I went out to meet her at the concierge. And I said, "Did you choose?" I said, "What's it going to be? Is it going to be Maui and sea turtles, or New England and maple syrup?" And she said, "Listen," she said, "I don't think that either of those is going to happen anytime soon. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon." And I said, "Well," I said, "the invitation is there." But as the dinner progressed, I think it was just one question that I asked Sue. It was just one question that I asked Sue at the dinner. I said, "Sue," I said, "people can say anything that they want about me, right?" I said, "But they can't say that I'm not a gentleman, correct?" And and Sue said, "No, I'll give you that." She said, "You are the gentleman. You are the you're quite the gentleman." I don't know if she said quite the gentleman. I'm kind of embellishing it a little bit, but I think it was that comment that ended up having this lovely lady leaning in the direction of coming up and joining me in Quebec. But we will see, as the saying goes. I think next week is the first. I think next week is the first of September. I knew the lady come up with the third idea. I'll come up with the third idea. What? Okay, I don't understand that, but anyway, I lost my train of thought. Well, I know what I was going to say. So the 1st of September is next week, and I need to hightail it. If I want to enjoy some of Canada, Eastern Canada, I need to get over there. And from here to Michigan is about a 27-hour drive. 27 hours. So you figure if you drive about 8 hours a day, that's more than 3 days of driving. That's about 3 days of driving or something like that. So I can't lollygag. There's your 50-cent word. Is that word in the dictionary? Lollygag? I don't know. But I can't, I wonder if you could use that word in Scrabble. You're gonna have to excuse me. Every time I fly, I get a cold or something, so please excuse me. It may not be the most wonderful YouTube seeing me, blow my nose or sniffle, but we've been together long enough that I'm sure you can overlook it. But yeah, so that's the better part of about from here to Michigan. You offered her two options and she didn't choose either, offering her one view. Uh, but anyway, uh, that's the thing. Oksana, when I come, where do you live? You're in Rhode Island or Connecticut, or you're in one of those little tiny little places over there in the New England area, aren't you? I think you're somewhere over there. And aren't you and I going to take a Sunday drive together and go out and have some coffee or something when I come to town? Connecticut. That's where you are. You're in Connecticut. Okay. We have a date, right, Oksana? We have a date for coffee. We're going to take a nice Sunday drive, put in some Van Morrison, listen to Van Morrison's song called Coney Island. Listen to that. Okay? Listen, when you get a chance, when you're all done watching me, go on YouTube, type in Van Morrison Coney Island. Okay? And we'll put that song in. We'll put that song in as we take our nice drive out to the coast and have, I don't know what they have in Connecticut. They don't have lobster in Connecticut, do they? No, lobster is in Maine. Okay. They have maple syrup in Connecticut? What the hell do they have in Connecticut anyway? All right. Anyway, so that's about that's about it, folks. I need to get on with my day and let you do the same, okay? So everybody take good care. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Has seafood. You kidding? Connecticut has seafood? Okay, we'll go get seafood, and we'll do a video, Oksana. Are you gonna be in the video with me? Be safe and have fun. Thank you. Oksana, are you gonna be in the video with me? We'll go out and have lobster. Okay, we'll have, you know, the big lobster, and we'll just make a mess of ourselves. And then Daryl can comment. You know, Daryl can make all types of comments on the video. All right. Anybody, everybody, take good care. Talk to you later. Yes, messy. All right. See you later. Okay. Bye.